welcome to this contemplative talk. Number 3. I'll invite you to sit in a comfortable seat that feels relaxed but alert, keeping your spine straight. And close your eyes as you listen inward to the silence. There's something about this practice that draws you in. You must be drawn into this practice. You cannot be pushed in. This practice, nor any other, should be done only when invited by the divine. It cannot be imposed on anyone. As you go about your life and you encounter hardships and suffering, you might realize that this life, this world isn't working for you. So you seek a better way. You seek something. And in this seeking, you leave your house, you go to different places. You follow different practices. You go on a kind of labyrinth, a maze. But finally, you must realize one thing, that you must return home. Enough of the traveling, enough of the wandering about. At some point on your path, you may be called to share the practices that you learned with other people. This might be orchestrated by your mind, by the divine, or by your ego. Who knows where it's coming from? But at some point, you may be called to go into places and teach might feel this conviction that you want other people to experience the benefits of sitting in silence. So you leave your house once again to join other spaces. And try to convince them that they need to sit in silence. And there may be one or two that resonate with your message. But for the most part, you will encounter resistance. Because imposition is a form of violence. Because it's coming from the ego. When you go outside your home and try to convince others in their home that they need to change, something is out of balance. You may not realize it. You may think that you are offering something precious and valuable, and that you are being virtuous by doing so. But unfortunately, this is a blind spot of your own ego. And you will encounter that resistance when the mind is being forced to do something. Nobody likes to be converted unless they asked for it. God, our true self, knows this as well. That's why even as we are away from our true home, as the prodigal son, living in a foreign land, a world that is completely foreign to our true nature, and suffering as a result, suffering enormously, holding deep trauma in the mind. Even in that space, God will not force or impose his will upon you. Because you have free will to choose to be here. You have the free will to choose to suffer, to leave home, to squander your father's wealth, and to suffer. You have that choice. And God will not impose his will on you. Of course, everything will be orchestrated so that you do end up coming back home. Because that's just the nature of reality. It wants to go back into itself. And yet, this seemingly foreign will or alien will to his that wanted to come out and separate from him into this foreign world that will cannot be forced back home. Because this mind has believed that thought system out of its very own desire. It is by your desire that you wanted to separate from God. And it is only by your desire that you will come back home. And nobody can force you to do that. In the same way, you cannot force anyone in this world to follow meditation practices or spirituality, because the characters of this world are all projections and products of the ego thought system, which is the desire to separate from God. So naturally, they have no interest in meditation. They have no interest in spirituality. Some of them may have an inkling. Some of them may have a desire to turn back home. But the majority, most of them, do not. So it is not right for you to impose your will upon them, even if it is the right thing to do or the virtuous thing to do, just by the fact that it imposes on their free will, their desire to do something else. Everybody is the way they are because at some level they have desired to be that way. Even a victim at some level, being the almighty powerful God, one has to choose to give their power away. So at an unconscious level, one gives away their power and comes into this world with the desire to be a victim. And someone in this position may even fight to defend that position. Because at a deep unconscious level, they have chosen that life. So for a missionary to come into that space and say, rise up higher, this person who feels victimized may not even want to do so. And in that situation, the missionary is in the wrong. To impose your own will upon someone else is ethically wrong. Even if on a higher level it may be the right thing to do, it may be the right path to walk on, in that moment, it is more important to accept things the way they are, to accept people as the way they are. If you have found something precious that has come to you, then use that precious gift for yourself. If it's meditation, then practice it for yourself. Stay in your own home and practice it for yourself. You are not meant to leave your home and go preaching to others. To tell others to go back into their inward home, you need to leave your own home. So that means, who is guarding your own home? In order to convince someone else to do your practices, you have to leave your practices. In order to convince someone else to practice meditation, you have to leave your own center. In that moment, you have left your own practice. And now you are out of alignment. And the more you try to sell or convince others of your way, the way that was shown to you, the more you have betrayed yourself, betrayed your own practice. Stay in your own lane, stay home. If you were given the gift of meditation, then stay in your own home and practice it. And anyone who is meant to come and learn from you will come to you. You don't need to go to them. Whenever you go to someone else and convince them to change, trying to convince them to change, you have left your own purpose. Stop worrying so much about others. God will take care of others when you take care of yourself. But when you don't take care of your own house and you try to go cleaning everybody else's house, you will not only encounter resistance, but you will be attacked for doing so. Do not give what is holy to dogs, and do not cast your pearls among swine. They will trample them under their feet, and they will turn around to attack you. This is a realization that the spiritual seeker must come to. There may be a phase that one goes through of this need to convert others, to make others see the light or follow the way. But this is still an immature stage. On the path that one must let go of. If you are called to lecture, lecture from your own home, but do not go outside your home where you are not invited, where you are not welcome, where nobody asked you to be there, and try to impose your way of life on them. If you are called to do it from your own home and you offer something which attracts and draws some people out there, that is perfectly fine. The idea is do not chase others and try to change their mind. You will only be spinning your wheels, encountering resistance and not understanding why. But the real lesson here is to let go of your own need to control others. When you feel the need to control other people, you can be assured that there's something not being taken care of at home. When you feel the need to clean up someone else's house, you notice the mess in others' houses. And you feel a strong urge to tell them what to do. This is a sign that you haven't looked at your own house. You haven't looked at the dirt and the garbage accumulating in your own home, in your own mind. Remove the log or beam in your own eye before you point out the speck in your brother's eye. Don't try to clean others' houses when you haven't cleaned your own. And even when you have cleaned your own house, continue to clean your own house, because Cleaning your mind is an everyday process. It's a continual process. It's something that you will always need to do as long as you appear to be here in this world. And God has given you that guidance to do so. And if someone asks you for help, then you may help them in whatever way they are ready to receive it. If someone actively seeks you out from the outside, then it is all right to go and help them because they asked for your help. But be very careful of going to others who did not ask for your help and try to help them. Those who did not ask for your help most likely do not want your help. And you will encounter resistance, even if you know that what you have to offer would help them. Even if you feel that it is so, somehow it doesn't work out. And the reason is that you don't know what can possibly help them. God works in mysterious ways, and everybody's story is different. Different people awaken in different ways. So your way that was given to you is for you alone. It's for you to practice. It's not for you to go out and share it with everybody else and ignore the fact that it was given for you. It's like being given a present or a gift and then seeing that it's so valuable that you want to share it with everyone else and not accept it for yourself. The fact that you want to give it away so quickly is a sign that you are not fully receiving the gift for yourself. Go where you are invited. If someone invites you to their home, seeks you out, invites you, then by all means go and visit them because they have sought you out and they want to know what you have to offer. And always be discerning to understand what it is that they are seeking. If they are seeking your advice, then by all means, give them your advice. But don't give them unsolicited advice. When you receive the gift that God has given you, the gift of meditation, the gift of that spiritual practice, when you truly receive it, then others will want what you have. And they will come seeking you. You don't have to go seeking them. This is the mistake that missionaries have done throughout the world, throughout history. They left their own home to go to other foreign lands and convince them that their way was wrong and they should change their ways into something else that is imposed on them. In that sense, nobody receives the gift fully. Neither the one who wants to convert, nor the one who is being converted by force. It seems that neither desire the gift. One is giving it away without fully receiving it, and the other one doesn't want it, and the gift is being forced upon them. Neither is receiving the gift. In fact, the resistance of the other one, of the one in the foreign land, is just a reflection of your own resistance to receiving the gift. If you receive the teachings of a wise one and you immediately want to share it with everyone else, that means that you have not necessarily received the gift yourself. You are resisting it. Now, if you share it within your own home, within your own mind, within your own space, and others come to you to listen, to seek you out, let it be, let it happen, but don't seek for that experience. Don't seek for other people to seek you out. This is the desire for validation, fame, attention. All of those things are of the ego. You need to let that go. Always be detached from what's happening in this world. People may come and go, seeking your help, seeking your advice, but don't attach your attention to any one of those things. Things are fleeting in this world. So it is quite foolish to attach your attention to anything that is not eternal. Stay in your own home. Only enter others' houses when you are invited. Let go of the need and want and desire to be invited to other people's homes. There's nothing there that's not in your own home. You just haven't looked deeply enough. You think that you need other people to understand you. You just haven't looked deeply enough within your own self. Stay in your own lane, and people will come to you. Don't go chasing after other people. Even when you seem to catch one or two, you will see that it dissolves in your own hands, that it is an illusion. You cannot catch other people. People will do according to their own will, their ego, human wills. But ultimately, everything is flowing into the larger river, larger ocean of the will of God. So you don't need to impose your own small human will onto them. Let people be the way they are. Only go where you are invited. And if you are invited, do not try to change them. Do not try to clean their house for them. If they want help in cleaning their house, they will ask you for their help. But do not help others without them asking. Helping others without them asking for your help is imposition. And it's a form of violence, and it's a subtle form of violence that people don't realize. And the evidence that it is violence is the resistance that results. The resistance that results from this violence is an indicator that you have left your own home to go tidy up someone else's home. You have resisted your own home to try to fix someone else's. You don't need to fix anyone else in this world. You only need to look at yourself. When you look at yourself, God will fix you. Take the pressure off of yourself. To make something happen in this world, to change this world. This world is not asking to be changed by you. In fact, you could use some changing. You might use the world to change you. To change your perspective. To enter a mode of acceptance and forgiveness and letting go and letting things be as they are. We are taught and told by the world that we need to go out there and make things happen, make change. We don't need to change this world. You don't need to go and seek other people to come and build your house, even. If anyone wants to help you build your house, they will come to you. Remember that this is a dream, so any dream character can show up at any moment to help you. God helps those who help themselves. And the greatest service that you can render this world is your own self-realization. You might think that you need to go and do charity work and volunteer work and all other kinds of things. But you don't need to do any of that. This teaching runs counter to a lot of the programming that you might have received in this world. And if it resonates with you, then that's the reason why you're here listening. But if it doesn't resonate with you, then this talk is not for you. You don't need to go out and help people unless they specifically ask for your help. When they do ask for your help, this is divine guidance telling you that you need to help this person. But if they did not ask for your help, then you must stay home and practice the gifts that God has given you. Whether it be meditation or prayer or reading or whatever it is. Don't go into others' homes and tell them what all needs to be changed. You have no business in their homes to begin with. The problem is that we have been taught that we need to be social and put ourselves out there and force ourselves out there into other spaces where we actually have no business being in. Imposing our will on others where we have no influence, where we have no say, we have no power. We don't have power over others in that way. We might like to think that we do, but we don't. Go where you are invited, and if you are not invited, you have no place, you have no business going to a place that you are not invited. And if you mistakenly go into a home that you are not invited into, you will feel it. You will feel that you are not welcome there. And when you feel that you are not welcome there, then shake the dust off your feet and leave the home. But do not try to impose your will upon them. Do not try to change this world. Instead, allow this world to change you. Imagine that the whole world is enlightened and is God, and you simply need to change your own perception in order to see that. So you don't need to fix others. In fact, you need to fix yourself, or allow, in other words, allow God to fix your own perception, your own vision. If you are seeing a world that needs to be fixed, that is problematic, then in some way you are looking through the wrong eyes. Withdraw yourself from all these efforts of trying to fix the world. This world does not need your fixing. Instead, it needs your forgiveness, your compassion, your acceptance of it. Seeing through the right eyes of the Spirit, of the divine, seen through the eyes of God, this world completely changes. Into a world that doesn't need to be fixed, that never needed fixing. Seen through the right eyes of God, this world turns into heaven. So it is only your vision that needs correction, not the people or characters in it. Allow the world to correct your own vision. Don't impose your own desires or will onto the people of the world, onto this world. If anything, allow the world to purge you of your own desires and human will, or the will of the ego. Every day this world is teaching you something, and it may be teaching you today to stay in your own lane and practice what was given you. And even as you may be teaching others or talking to others from your own home, you know that you are only talking to your own self. This is not with the intention of changing anyone out there, because there is no out there. The whole world is a projection of your own mind. So from this understanding, the mind does not need to be changed into something better. Instead, it only needs to be forgiven and let go of, letting go of the ego thought system. And the light that illuminates this mind will shine through automatically. This world needs your forgiveness. This world needs your letting go of judgment. It does not need your lecturing. It does not need your convincing. It does not need your selling of your ideas. Simply look at the world with the eyes of God. Simply sit in the silence of your own mind. stay in your own home, stay in your own lane. And whoever comes to visit you, allow them in, for they are meant to be there. They are meant to hear your message. They are sent by God. They are the parts of your mind that resonate with you, that resonate with your message. But don't go out and try to change and preach to others. This is leaving your own home, leaving your home base, and getting out of alignment. Stay in alignment in your own home. And if there are any unruly guests that come to your home, you can show them the way out. In the same way that you let go of thoughts, unwanted thoughts in the mind. Stay in your own home means to stay in your own being, stay in your own mind. Don't imagine that there are other minds out there needing to go and fix other minds, because there are no other minds. There is only one. There is only you. How should one treat others? There are no others. You are the dreamer of this dream. And everyone in this dream is a projection of your own mind. So stay in the home of your own being. Go only where God has invited you. Thank you for listening. May you be awakened. May you allow this world to awaken you. Let go of trying to awaken the world. May you know the real world of God. Thank you.